is 5 o'clock. I'll call the Finance and Personnel Committee to order. The second item up on the agenda is the roll call. Before we go into there, barring objection from committee, we'll go into a recess for a couple minutes just so we can get all members that are present counted for attendance.
Okay. Sounds good.
Good all around. Good all around. Looks like it. All right. Okay. Finance and Personnel Committee will reconvene to call the roll. Alder Felby?
Here.
Alder LaFay? Here. Alder Decker?
Here.
Mitchell is here. Alder Perella is excused. We have quorum. Will you please join me in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for
all right, then barring any objections, we'll jump over item 4 for the introductions. I believe everybody knows each other. And seeing none, we'll move on to item 5, the approval of the minutes from our July 22nd meeting. Is there any discussion on those minutes?
Move to approve.
Second. All right, we have a motion and a second, then seeing no discussion, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it and the motion passes. Minutes are approved. Next up is item number 6, which is RO number 1 of 2425. Submitting a summons and complaint in the matter of Bank United NA versus Joseph P. Champeau et al.
Recommending filing the document, this particular summons and complaint was dismissed. We were named as an involuntary defendant because we were owed money as well. But it's not happening, so.
Fair enough. Questions, comments on that one?
Nope. Move to file.
Do we have a second on the motion to file?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second, then seeing no discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it and the motion passes. Takes us into item 7, which is RO number 41 of 2425, pursuant to Sheboygan Municipal Code Section 2-912 sub B, which requires the comptroller to file with the Common Council not less than monthly a list of claims approved showing the date paid, the name of the claimant, the purpose, and the amount. The attached list of paid vouchers for June 2024 is provided.
Good evening. So in front of you is the list of paid vouchers for June 2024, totaling about $2.7 million. We're looking to file.
Any questions or comments on the vouchers?
Nothing? No, I guess not. Move to file.
Second.
All right, then we have a motion and a second to file. Thank you. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it, and the motion passes. Takes us into item number 8, which is RO number 45 of 2425, submitting an exit interview report for quarter 2 for the city of Sheboygan.
Good evening. Before you have the second report for our exit interviews that took place during the second quarter of this year. I think probably the only thing that I took away in observing the report was that our supervisors could use some more training. So we're putting some of that in place. We're going to take advantage of supervisory course that CIVMIC provides, and we'll have our supervisors attend that and hopefully see some more positive feedback come through on the later summaries.
Thank you, and that actually answers the one question I was going to ask, being what sort of training we have in place for supervisors. So again, this is both great information for us to have, and glad to hear that we are already taking action based on the feedback that we're getting.
Yes.
Any other discussion on this item?
I guess not to get into the weeds of this too much. I don't want to get into what department, but I mean, is it more, without saying the department, is a certain department that seems to be having this, or is this citywide with the supervision?
I think it's more citywide. I think it's very sporadic.
Okay.
And it's when it talks about supervisor, it could mean department head or supervisor, depending on who that person actually reports to.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments?
Motion to file. Move to file.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to file and a second, then seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it, and the motion passes. That one is filed. Next up, we have item number 7, which is resolution number 53 of 2425, a resolution for inclusion under the Wisconsin Department of Employee Trust Funds Income Continuation Insurance Program. It's a lot of capitalized words in a row. I'm not going to try to figure out what the acronym is.
So ICI will be the acronym I use for this when I talk income continuation insurance. This is a program that's run by the state. Last year when I started, it was too late to actually implement this program, and they had switched over to Mutual of Omaha. We found quite a bit of struggle in the administration end of Mutual of Omaha. So in knowing this program, I'd implemented it before and know it's a well-run program by the state. This program is currently on a premium holiday, meaning there's no cost to the city or to any of the employees. So in order for us to be accepted into this program, we do need 75% of the average number of employees. So our goal in the fall will be to get all employees enrolled, seeing that it's at no cost to them. If and when the state does decide they need to reinstate that premium cost, if employees decide they no longer want to be a part of it, they can choose to opt out. This program does provide short and long-term disability. If you're injured or become ill on a job, it will pay 75% of the average annual earnings. It is a premium split of 25% employer and 75% employee if and when those premiums are reinstated. This is something that a person can have long-term until their age 65. So it's a wonderful benefit, and at no cost, it makes it even more glorious to me.
That is my favorite price. Any questions or comments on this one?
I guess
Alder Decker?
Yeah, I'm totally for this. I think this is something we, anytime we can enhance our employees, employment and, anything to help attract employees, this is also, a good magnet to bring other people in. And I think this is great.
Agreed. Thank you. Any other discussion on this item? Just one more from me. We were with Mutual of Omaha previously. Was the elimination period the same amount of time? I think it's 30 days on this one.
This one is 30, 60, or 90, or 120. We'll go with the 30 because there is a premium holiday right now. So we want to take the most advantage of the program. With Mutual of Omaha, people can select whatever period they, it works best for them.
Okay, thank you. In that case, seeing no discussion on this item, or no further discussion, we would be looking for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second. All right, we have a motion and a second. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it, and the motion passes. That one is approved. Brings us into item number 10, which is resolution number 54 of 2425. A resolution authorizing the purchase of the parcel listed on the agenda adjacent to Pennsylvania Avenue from PBRK LLP for future use by the city.
Good evening. This project, this is actually for number 10 and 11 on the agenda here. This is two parcels that are being acquired as part of the Commerce Street relocation project. So this item 10 is a vacant lot. We've worked with the owner of Priggy Bus, is ultimately the owners of this property. They currently use that property as a driveway, so we would be relocating Commerce Street onto that property and then providing a kind of a over-enlarged access so they're still able to get their buses in and out so they can do their refueling operations on the site they currently still use.
Any questions or comments on these? Or this one, I suppose we only brought 10 up so far.
So, and I believe this one is the assessed value, and that'll go out to them, and then if they come back with a different price, then we'll bring that back if the price does change.
Okay.
Any questions or comments beyond?
No. Move to approve.
Second. All right, we have a motion to approve in a second, then seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it, and the motion passes. Item 11, we just discussed. This is the other parcel, resolution number 55 of 2425, a resolution authorizing the purchase of the parcel number also listed in the agenda adjacent to North Commerce Street from Daniel R. Sierramasti, Susan M. Sierramasti, and Jonathan D. Sierramasti for future use by the city.
Yes, so this one, same thing. This is the assessed value. I believe we do have an agreed upon price with this landowner. There was one separate caveat. Currently, the water in that area is not looped, so they get a lot of sediment into their water. So as a part of the project, we're going to be looping the water down there altogether. So I think a good project will improve their use of their property. So our public project will help out, and this is just a remnant portion because of the realignment. So they'll push the sidewalk kind of onto that new parcel that we're acquiring there.
Any questions or comments on this one?
Is this the parcel that used to be where that brick building that had the, is that the property, I think is that where that brick building used to be? That one
There is a building there now.
Oh.
They currently use that. It's kind of the front yard that faces the river.
Okay.
So if you look at the last page of the purchase agreement there, you'll see kind of at the intersection of North Commerce and Center Avenue.
Okay.
Essentially what we're purchasing is just a corner of that, because the way the street will realign and then ultimately hook back into Pennsylvania.
Okay.
It helps with that alignment, and then obviously the relocation of the water and sewer in that area will help with this property as well.
Okay. Motion to approve. Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Seeing no further discussion on this item. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it. The motion passes. Thank you. Next up is item number 12, which was resolution number 56 of 2425, a resolution authorizing the appropriate city officials to execute a memorandum of understanding with the Weil Center Foundation regarding the terms and understandings between the parties with regard to cost of expansion.
All right, I guess I got this one as well. So in the TID 21 project plan, we had a tear down budget line item related to the proposed project that the Weil Center had in regards to their overall renovation project, which they're projecting about a $22 million renovation, and tearing down another number of properties. They had approached the city about participation in that. Obviously, putting money into the project is not something we really wanted to consider, but ultimately through the TID, we can use TID revenues for tearing down vacant buildings, which they own a couple different buildings in that area, so it would qualify for tear down costs. So we did write that into the project plan, and now they're at their next step of requesting what parameters or what would we reimburse. So we put together a memorandum of understanding so it's clear between the city and the Weil Center of if they incur these costs and they ask for reimbursement, then ultimately the city would reimburse.
Any questions or comments on this one?
No?
I guess a couple from my end. I think you might have answered the second one, so I'll start with that. Section 6. The MOU is effective, so on, unless modified or terminated by the parties by mutual agreement or until terminated by the city due to non-appropriation of the necessary funds to fulfill the city's obligation. Does that mean that there still needs to be another approval before
I can answer that.
this money is allocated?
That's a pretty standard, what we call a non-appropriation clause. So anytime the city enters into an agreement that may go over a year outside of the budget, we have to have a non-appropriation clause that allows us to get out of the agreement if there is a cost that you don't approve. So it's really boilerplate for this agreement. It shouldn't have a major impact, but it is language we have to have in there.
Okay, thank you. And just one other, do we have a pilot with the Weil Center? Anything like that?
No, we do not, and that's why we took this approach, because if we were to provide incentives to help develop, obviously we want tax revenue coming back. So we took this approach of assisting with the tear down of the buildings that are vacant in that area, and that's the extent of our participation. So any reconstruction, we will not have taxpayer funds involved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess I'll ask one more time if we have any other questions or comments on this one. I'm comfortable sending it at least back to council with a recommendation. I do want to keep in mind what type of precedent might be set by using TIF dollars this way.
Yeah. I think if it's in a limited scope like this, I'm okay with it. You know, I don't want to. If this was like, you know, like I said, if this was construction and things like that, I would not be comfortable with this. But I think in a limited scope of helping tear down, and because it's still you're tearing down a blighted building and things like that. And so I'm comfortable with this.
Thank you.
So I will make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Then seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it, and the motion passes. Takes us to item number 13, which is RC number 268 of 2324, submitting a summons and complaint in the matter of Wells Fargo Bank versus the estate of Robert W. Schultz, care of James Mulligan, Special Administrator of the estate, et al.
This is another foreclosure matter like we saw earlier. We're recommending filing the document. In this case, actually, there was judgment taken by the bank against the estate, and there were no surplus funds, so the city didn't receive any additional funds out of it. So,
Just got to be along for the ride. Any questions or comments on this one?
Motion to file.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it, and the motion passes. That one is filed. Next up, we have item number 14, which is a direct referral of resolution number 58 of 2425, authorizing the sale of City of Sheboygan parcel number as listed on the agenda to Devin L. Hessler.
All right, good afternoon or evening, committee members. Just speaking on behalf of our planning department, so if you look on a property map for these parcel numbers, the city owns a very strange line right next to this gentleman's property. He's made an offer to purchase this, so gets it off our books, expands his property. So one less property that we have to worry about.
The two trivia questions I had in mind when I looked at the map is why do we own that little strip, and why is that little strip its own parcel?
If you get bored in an evening, go on the county property tax website, and there's so many little odd parcels all over the place that sometimes make sense, sometimes don't make sense, and this is one of those sometimes don't make sense ones. So it could have been an easement right away, utility thing way back in the day, but
Fair enough.
unknown. Not right away. Thank you.
we'd have to do it a different way.
Different way. Just the property the city owned that is not right away. So.
Fair enough. Is there any other discussion on this item?
I guess I'm just going to comment. Anytime that we can do this, and we can, we should. I mean, there are little corners and little things all over the city, and anytime that we can do this, add it to the tax rolls, I think we should do this. So, yes, I'm very much in favor of this.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Otherwise, we would be looking for a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
And second.
All right, we have motion and a second. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it, and the motion passes. Our next regularly scheduled meeting is currently August 26th. And with that, we have exhausted our agenda and are looking for a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it, and the motion passes. We are adjourned. Thank you.